Good evening and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're here Sunday evening, so we're here for the endurance, in for the long haul. Hey, let me turn him down. So, yes, it's Sunday evening, it's HPEC time, the Hybrid Prototype Endurance Championship, raging on to round 7 into Brazil, and my word, I haven't seen much of the practice. I've only just popped up myself. They've been out there practicing for 20 odd minutes, but I am expecting a rather exciting race ahead of us. With these cars and this track, that has to be an equation for crazy racing. JTX is with us again tonight. Hello! So, yes, it's a nice showing. Nice showing. Matt Psycho on a great run of form, taking the last 2 races by storm after an early dominance from Casper. I don't believe we'll see Casper this evening. I did explain in MTCC, but I think we VRC and Casper have parted ways. So unfortunate to see, but these things happen. Stevie Styler then. He's the fastest so far in practice, I think, yes, with a 1:19.841. See, and we were following the Max 5s, the Mazdas, last night, and they were doing, what, 41s? I think the best we saw was a 38, 39s, was it? So there's the difference in downforce and speed, but keeping these tracks on this track Skyjacker then, going faster again in practice with a 1:19.691. His PS4 still holding in there. Half of turning up on these commentaries nowadays just to see if Skyjacker's PlayStation is playing. Keeping an eye on that situation. Suddenly his car will be like a lot more shinier and graphically better than everyone else's, and we'll know. JTX Air Racer Brown in the chat, so 1:38 was a blip done. IR blip. Yeah, that's brilliant. Oh, it took me a second. Look how slow I am. Oh dear. I am blip. IR blip. He did it at 1:38. Yeah, I think I remember 38. So I was edging him on. So third, JTX in the Audi. Let me liberally spread around a few F12s. He's now I've heard chat about the Audis. They're quick, but they don't hold their boost whatsoever. They're not really building up the boost around the lap. And as you can see, if you look on the bottom dashboard, just where the fuel is, you can see the boost they have in the little bar indicated by green, and when you see the green arrow, that's when it's building up, obviously. When you see the red, it's deployed. The drivers don't get to choose when it's deployed. But so far he seems to be having an even spread of boost through this. Oh, and then he goes in the pits as we were surveying it. But unlike whoosh, the Porsche, you can see, has plenty of boost all the way around the lap, but if it's deploying it the same as the Audi, I don't see the difference. As long as the Audi has boost and is deploying boost, it's got to be just as good. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Oh, you can see there Jim on Wise has got an empty boost bar, just going onto the straight when you would want it the most. He's going into the pits. So Jokus in the Porsche also. He's set a 1:22.084. This puts him 2/10 off of Jim on Wise in the Audi. Jack's Racing in also the Audi in the Rolex Bentley sponsored Audi. It looks great, that car, it really does. It's very nice. I see like MTCC and Max 5, I forget F12, I don't hardly ever press it. You notice how I press it on almost every car edge so I can tell what car it is. That is shocking. That is terrible. That's a Toyota. Was it a Toyota? Yeah, it was Toyota. There for Noxie in the Gulf liveried Toyota. I need to find a way where I can press F12 and only I can see it, so you guys can't see it. So we've got 7 minutes to qualifying. It looks like we're going to qualify on the bubble this evening. I think the waiting for Psycho Sheep is not going to happen. I thought I saw something in Discord. I should get you up to information on that. HPEC, it's an endurance race we run every Sunday evening. This is round 7. We've had 6 rounds. They do 30 minutes of qualifying, and then they go into a 1-hour endurance race where they can use any tyre compound they wish, from racing soft up to racing hard. But so far this season we have found not many people have opted for the racing medium, and they've all stuck to racing softs. So maybe talk for season 3 we might have to implement you've got to use. I'd like to make and use all 3 compounds, soft, medium and hard, at some point in the race. And I know it's not real racing. I know it's like you're making that happen, but it's GT Sport's fault. They didn't get the tyres right. So even GT Sport though, in their race C, sometimes they make you change to a different compound to try and bring some sort of strategy into it. So maybe we should do something similar for 3, but it's not my brainchild anyway. So it'll just be something I'll put forward as an idea. Anyway, what was I doing? I was going to look for the table for you instead of just chirping on about stuff. Sorry, I was reading. I was reading something. There's some chat in the HPEC. Yeah, Psycho Sheep said something about please wait for ASB. But Jam has put qualifying will be at 8. So he did turn up at like 20 past or 25 past last week. So it is tough to wait 10 minutes if he can't make it in the first 10 minutes. It's a tough one, I have to say. So I'm looking for HPEC. I was in the HPEC chat because I read you them bits about qualifying going on, and I want season info to find the table so I can tell you guys out there. Oh, more chat. Here we go. Skyjacker has done a wave. Pat has said Audi is quick but definitely doesn't hold charge for long, and also Pat has GT Sports tyres provided by Pirelli. Okay, so the table. We've just gone through a whole pit stop with jokers because I wasn't looking at the screen. Was that fun? Hang on, I might have a sip of drinks. It's getting dry. And it's our second race in Brazil. I'm loving it. Do you know what I was thinking? There's some tracks I just don't ever remember seeing. I don't think I've commentated. I think I've only commentated on Dragon's Trail once, and not the other one. The one with the death chicane. I think I've only ever commentated on that once. I can't ever remember commentating on Barcelona, Spain, and Brazil was one of those other ones. I think I don't really say much from Brazil, so yeah, it's great. You think you don't see a track for a while and you get it 2 days in a row. It's fantastic. And we had such a great race with the Max 5s last night. I am expecting wonders. JTX gone fastest there. He has as well with a 19.590 here in practice. We've only got 3 more minutes. Let's see if I can get through this table before that 3 minutes runs out, and then we'll get down to business. So we have Casper leading the championship still with 145 points. Then we have Matt Psycho in second with 124 points. Then in third, Jam Huntington on 70 points. Then in fourth, Stevie Styler on 67 points. Behind them we have Skyjacker in fifth on 46 points. He is ahead of Noxie in 6th on 41 points. We have Quick Carp in 7th on 28 points. Then we have Jim Wise in 8th on 27 points. And Liam Anfield on 9th with 27 points. And then we have 3 on 10 points, all at the bottom there. We have in 9th Liam Anfield. Hang on, no, Liam Anfield's on 27 points, which is the same as Jim on Wise. I apologise. Then we have in 10th JTX on 10 points. 11th Jokers in 10 points. And then Psycho Sheep on 10 points in 12th. Then in 13th we have Loey Jack on 4 points, but Loey Jack is now Jack's Racing, and he's there in 5th place. He's in the Rolex Bentley, Jam Huntington, 2 minutes to qualifying. So that's the table. We got through the table. It's a bit spread out, but there's little pockets of battles there, isn't there? There's like the third place battle between Jam and Stevie Styler, and we've got there's a battle round at the back there with Liam Anfield and Jim Wise, JTX, Jocus and Psycho Sheep all on the same points. Psycho Sheep turns up tonight and JTX racing. Them two will be moving forward with also Jocus scoring. But yeah, I suppose for Matt Psycho now it's just a matter of trying to catch up on Casper's points. It shouldn't be too difficult with 4 rounds to go, including this one. So he might be a slam dunk for this championship, but you never say never. Anything can change. These guys are starting to get used to these cars. Round 7, and we've seen some shuffling in the orders. JTX looks like he's looking strong here this evening, with Stevie Styler in second. Another good showing. Matt Psycho there in third, managing a 120.119, 2 tenths off of Stevie Styler and 7 tenths ahead of Jax Racing. So yeah, it's quite varied in practice. We don't know who's sandbagging, we don't know who's hiding what. 10 competitors ready to go for a 30-minute qualifying session here at Brazil Interlagos for round 7 of the HPEC. Are we ready? Jam Huntington asks, and I will do him the honour. Ooh, look, for some reason that's come up. It doesn't always come up. I don't know if you can see that actually on YouTube, but it's letting me do the pointy thing. Ooh. Any K. Righty hoes then. JTX just pulling over to the side, waiting for qualifying to commence. Matt Psycho, has he shuffled up second or has someone pitted? No, Stevie Styler had pitted because he's gone back into that position. Noxie's on the soft Y. Skyjacker's on the soft Y. It's a movement, people. It's starting. Oh, I can feel it. It's starting to happen. Yeah. Right. Oh, yeah. We're going into qualifying. So we'll let them just stretch their legs for a lap. Although it's a short lap round here. I've been caught out before, just chatting, and then realising that they've already started their fast laps. So Skyjacker looking good, Stevie Styler looking good, Jax Racing's close. Didn't see Jokers' laps too much. Liam Anfield, he's in the Audi, and JTX did well in the Audi, so we can all but expect in Liam Anfield's hands. He'll be thereabouts. Let's get rid of the big numbers. Those big numbers, they really get in the way. So JTX, whoosh. It's a lovely looking car, that, I must say. Fine looking vehicle. Matt Psycho letting the Audi past. He's slowing right down, trying to get himself some premium real estate on this Brazilian track. Trying to find a nice spot to really goose his grease. Liam Anfield looks like he's already going. He's in the front. He doesn't want no toe. I imagine you don't want a toe here. I imagine this is fatal. When you get down to that first corner, it'll just really unbalance the car. You'll have to brake really early. So here he goes. He's just about to shoot the gun. Shall we sit on board for Liam Anfield's first flying lap there? Well, God, we're breaking what, a 50-meter mark? What was that? Onto the curb with the Audi, onto the second curb, through the Senna S, round on to the back straight, and I saw a bit of Max 5 and I kept calling this the start straight, so I don't know what that was about. But onto the back straight, I say, into the 90-degree corner. Right-hander, it's a killer one. You've got to get it just right. You can't go out there on the green stuff, get a penalty, and you get slowed down. So far, everything is looking great here for Liam Anfield. Some speed he's carrying up that hill there. He's going into, he's got full harvest there on his boosts. He's managed to be able to boost harvest a bit of hybrid power around here. It's going down now though, back into the third hairpin. Now it's literally just 2 more corners and we will see. Oh, it's such speed. I don't like this corner, but he seems to have got round it quite nicely. Travelling up the hill. Ooh. Travelling up the hill to set the time that everyone has to beat. And it's going to be... What are they doing in practice? 119s? 120.2. It's fastest so far, but only a few have crossed the line. Skyjacker, Stevie Styler's crossed the line, only 6 thousandths behind that with a 120.2. JTX has topped it with a 120.068. So JTX, your pole sitter for the moment. Liam Anfield has to settle for second with a 120.292. Stevie Styler third, 6 thousandths off of Liam Anfield with a 120.298. Skyjacker popping it up into 4th place with a 120.441. People are still setting times. Matt Psycho hasn't hit the top 4. Jack's Racing then in 5th place with a 120.519. Jam Huntington managing a 6th place in that Toyota with a 121.193. Jim On Wise in the Audi on a 121.259. We see him going wide. He got 7th on his fast run. Noxie in 8th with a 21.882. There we see Jokers in 9th with a 25.633, and Matt Psycho only managing 10th. I think maybe Matt Psycho just doing a bit of fuel burn. He's not, unless he made a mistake, maybe he's going for it, but yes, we'd expect a higher positioning from our second in the championship. Liam Anfield going faster again and going fastest, knocking it into the 19s, a 19.937 in that Audi. JTX no boost. He's not filling his boost like Liam's managing. I think Liam's taking a lap off, filling his boost and then pulling the trigger again, because Liam Anfield is really managing to manage his boost quite nicely. More times coming in from Jokers. Let's have a look. So Jam Huntington in 6th. I don't think he's made much doubt. Matt Psycho's just popped it up into 6th with a 120.656. He's knocked Jam down to 7th there. Jam had just done a 21.077. He is half a second ahead of Jim On Wise. Noxie down in 9th. Not like Doxie down there. He's just coming across the line. Is he going to... Ooh. Joker's there, 123.903, 2 seconds off of Noxie, and Noxie is 2/10 off of Jim On Wise. Jim On Wise, half a second off of Jam Huntington. He's managing his boost not too bad, but he's just not managing to stay on the track. And this is what I was afraid with this track. These cars so mighty powerful. The Max 5 guys were throwing them off, and away goes across as that. So. Yeah, I'm not. Liam definitely is managing his boost a lot better than some of the other Audi drivers out there. JTX has come in to put some new rubber on. Yes, I imagine there's going to be some tyre changes here. Jam Huntington going faster but staying in 7th. He's done a 20.870. So we can see the Audis are looking good here at Brazil. Stevie Styler in the Porsche doing great things with it. Also Skyjacker. So is the Toyota at a disadvantage? What's Psycho also in a Porsche? He's gone in for some new rubber. Wow, this qualifying. Big questions, big question marks. This field's wide open. We've got Liam Anfield ahead of JTX by a 10th. JTX out on the out lap. We have Stevie Styler, the lead Porsche. Then Skyjacker. Fancying his chances. Jack's Racing in the Audi also with a 120.5. It's only 700ths behind Skyjacker. It's a gnat's whisker. It really is. And Skyjacker behind him. Hi Carly, sorry I'm late. Or what have I missed? Nothing. I haven't embarrassed myself yet so far this evening. I've been rather professional, I must say. But you know, Sunday's like my DOS day, in my opinion. Yeah, Jam, we're going faster again in 7th because it's endurance racing. It's not sprint. It's just chilled. So this is me taking it easy. Yeah, man. I've had food. There's no food in sight. I've already had my dinner. It was nice. It was a bolognese. Liam Anfield is fastest. The Audis look strong here at Brazil. We're about nearly 8 minutes into qualifying. And yes, I mean, Stevie Styler, the lead Porsche, is only 2 tenths behind JTX and only 3.5 tenths behind Pole. So the Porsches are on pace. I'm a little nervous about the Toyota. The lead Toyota seems to be Jam Huntington down in 7th. Well, yes, Carly, now you're here, things could possibly go downhill. But it's never your fault. So, Skyjacker going faster, up into 2nd place. He's nudged JTX down by 1/100th of a tenth. He's gone 120.055. He's only a tenth off of pole. Oh, if he's anything like me, he'll be getting that shaky leg feeling. That little pumped up, that adrenaline starts building up. You start getting your wobbly legs. And you're there, you can feel your legs going. You're thinking, oh, that rush of blood. Oh, nothing beats it. Yes, at Patrick Spence, the Audi is terrible for holding the charge. Carly agrees, and Pat says indeed. And hard to refill as well. It is, but it does seem Liam Anfield is managing his boost rather well. JTX also, every time I go to him, it's about halfway. But we saw Jim on Wise down in 8th. He's always empty, and he's not finding a way of filling that. I think you're going to have to sacrifice a lap, Jim. Sacrifice a lap. Oh, it's building a little bit now. I don't want to go to Jim too much, because every time I seem to go to him, he goes off, and I don't know if that's my fault. It's distracting. No, it did look like a struggle. It looks like a struggle. I think Liam's slowing down. I think Liam takes a lap to fill his boost, and then he pulls the trigger and goes again. I think when it runs out, it's hard to refill. I think they have to go slower and brake more. Because as you can see, JTX got nothing, barely nothing over the line. It wasn't building up like that in the practice, I must say. So maybe he's overly braking. But it definitely doesn't look as good as the Porsches. The Porsches, every time you cut to them, they look like they're there. Matt Psycho managing to go faster again. He's plopped it up into 4th, but still not the lead Porsche, I must say. That honour goes to Skyjacker. Joker's going faster, and that puts him in ahead of Noxie by half a second. A 121.367, only less than half a second behind Jim on Wise, and just over half a second ahead of Noxie. Noxie not having a great time in that Toyota. That is showing, isn't it? The Toyota is not looking good here at Brazil. We can see Jam struggling along with it, also managing a 20.687. I mean, he's 2 tenths off of Jax Racing. Jax Racing is in the Audi also. Stevie Styler going faster has put him in 5th. I think he was already in 5th, but he's put him closer to Matt Psycho. Look at that, 5th, and he's less than 2 tenths off of pole. Jeez, how close is this, guys? 5th place is 2 tenths off pole. Oh my, Liam Anfield is on pole with a 19.937. Is he the only one in the 19s? He is. Skyjacker with a 20.055, a tenth off of Liam Anfield's time. JTX on a 20.068. He's only a tenth, 1300ths off of Liam Anfield's time. Matt Psycho on a 20.088. My God. 2nd, 3rd and 4th are all within hundredths of each other. He's only 1.5 tenths off of pole. Stevie Styler is just over 1.5 tenths off a pole. So it's crazy fight at the top there between the top 5. Jazz Racing's not awfully that far behind. As soon as he finds that rhythm in that car, it's a fast one. It's on pole. It's in 3rd. He just has to unlock it. And plus, remember, he's a late comer to the season. He's only taken part in 1, so he's not had the chance to get used to this car. But he has gone faster. That says he's gone faster. Hang on, let me go somewhere else and come back. No, he hasn't gone faster. Did a 23.44. I don't know why it said he was up. Oddness. So did something happen? I saw something pop up. No. Well, yes. Skyjacker's put it into the 19s. He's 300ths off of the pole place. Oh my. Come on, JTX. You dig deep. You've got to find a 10th and a bit of change. Lad. Matt Psycho also looking for a 10th and some change. And Stevie Styler. That's racing. He's coming together. Jam Huntington, them Toyotas. I think it is that the Toyota does not look too hot. Carly Means says, I always found the Porsche to be much better. I like the Porsche. I think it's a lot more handleable to drive. Audi always seemed a bit temperamental. Doesn't want to stop in corners. I don't know if I own a Toyota, to tell you the truth. I'm not so sure. I'm not going to pay 1 million credits of my 14 million credits just to try out what the handling's like. So JTX we're watching on an outlap. He's just about to hit his fast lap. Shall we get on board? Oh no, that's not on board, is it? Bumper cam. Just told something about the bumper cam. No, that didn't work. Maybe you have to... Hang on. Sorry, I'm having a bit of an experiment, people. Give me a second. Right. We'll come back to that. My Psycho's gone faster. Let me get out. Sorry, I was trying to play with something someone told me about the camera. So, Matt Psycho has gone faster with a 19.717. He was threatening. And there he is, 2 tenths faster than Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield's on an outlap, and now he's got to try and build that boost up before he starts it. He can't. He's got a low boost there. He's going to lose all of it coming up this straight, and he's only an outlap. You think he would have harvested that, but he's pushing. To start his flying lap. Skyjacker then. What answers has he got? He's on an outlap. Ooh, JTX is on a purple. He's got a purple. He's only got 2 more corners. Well, really 1 tough corner and a very couple of easy corners to go. Here he comes. Their fuels are starting to get lower now. They'll be coming in, putting on sticky new tyres, ready to make a good run for pole. We are now 15 minutes through. Oh, he didn't do it. Didn't even beat his own time, did he? Oh, what a bummer. So Matt Psycho just done it. We were watching Liam Anfield. He was on an outlap, so now he's on his flying lap. He has managed to build that boost up somewhere. There is a corner somewhere. I'll have to watch to see where they're building that up. But yes, Liam Anfield on a flying lap now. He's just lost pole to Matt Psycho. These two, great rivalry going on in GTMC, in the Peugeot and the Audi. There we see he's nearly 3 tenths up. Skyjacker, he's got a green. He's better than his own time. Jokers has just gone faster with a 21.057. After this lap I will go and have a look. But Liam Anfield running towards the line. Yes, a 19.450. 2 tenths, 2.5, nearly 3 tenths faster than Matt Psycho. Just under 3 tenths. Matt Psycho's got a purple as well. Matt Psycho thinks he's got an answer for that. Skyjacker's gone in the pits. He must have aborted his lap. And JTX going for another lap. We can have a quick look. Oh God, no, we can't. With Stevie Styler. So he's just crossing the line, but no. So Matt Psycho. Oh, it's gone green. It's not purple, but we'll look, see how close he can get. And then we'll have a look where Joker's put. Oh, he's going in the pits. So, I think he's going in the pits. Yeah, he is. So, Jokus, after that, he's now 8/10 faster than Noxie. Noxie really struggling with that Toyota this evening. He's had a couple of blinding races this season. Got himself a podium. That's not nearly Australian. Podium. Got himself a podium. At Monza, I believe, is it? I can't remember. Don't ask me. Jim Wise in the Audi. He's just crossing the line with a 22. So, Liam Anfield, he's coming up towards the line. He's done a 19.427. He's just taken pole by 3/10. This is a fight. Matt Psycho out there. Skyjacker also just starting an out lap. JTX is on a lap right now. Jam Huntington's done a time. He's put himself up into 5th place, ahead of Stevie Styler. Jack's Racing set at 20.1. Let's put him in 7th. We're watching JTX go in the pits. So here we go. Liam Anfield's on a lap. Matt Psycho's not quite on a lap, but Skyjacker is on a lap. So we'll stick with Skyjacker. Just coming up to the first sector. And he's up on his own time, 2/10. He is 5.5 tenths off of pole and 2.5 tenths off of second place Matt Psycho. What can he do? He has to clear his thoughts, clear his mind. Just look for the apex. Think of nothing but the apex. Clear your mind, youngling. Use the force, Luke. Use the force. It's looking good so far for Skyjacker. Have not seen a single mistake so far. We are on an awful standard. He's up by a 10th. He's up by a 10th. He's up. He's only got the hill to try and climb. He's up. What is it going to be when he crosses the line? How much is that Porsche down on the Audi? Jam Huntington's just crossed the line. He's gone into 4th place, 700 behind Skyjack, but Skyjack across the line, and it's a pole! 19.408. Ooh, he's still in 3rd. Why is he in 3rd? What have I just looked? What's gone on? He's in... What was I looking at? A 19... That's Liam Anfield, is it? 19? No. I'm freaking out. I thought I just watched Skyjacker going around being up. Did he get his lap taken off him? He must have had a penalty. Oh, I'm so sorry guys out there for getting you all excited. Matt Psycho's gone faster though with a 19.269. Oh, he must have had the lap taken off him. He must have got a penalty before he crossed the line, but he decided he had a penalty when he crossed the line. Oh, crying out loud. Wow, I got all pumped for nothing. But yeah, Matt Psycho retaking pole, 19.269. Has Liam Anfield, he's on an out lap. Skyjacker reset himself to go again. He knows he can do it. He knows it's there. The time is there. He's been there. He's got some traffic now. Stevie Styler has gone up into 3rd place with a 19.954. They're all in the 19s now. Jam Huntington popping in for some pit tyres, some pits and tyres, along with Skyjacker. And Jack's Racing going up into 3rd. They're all doing it now. It's all moving. 9 minutes left of qualifying. Jack's Racing into the 19s at 19.935. 5/10 off of Liam Anfield. No, JTX is back into 3rd with a 19.709. You could not write this down on a piece of paper and give it to me to read. Wow. 19.9. Look at this, all so close together. What a race we are in for. And Matt Psycho coming to cross the line. Liam Anfield. He's low on fuel. He's got nothing in there. He's got a lot of boost. Is he just wrapping this one up? Is he winding it up for a go? Or will he go in the pits? We're waiting to see. Looks like he's going for another lap. No, he's not. But Matt Psycho going faster again. He's low on fuel, so he'll probably have to go in and get a drip to carry on for the last 8 minutes. Or he might just sit in the pits and be happy with his work. 1.5 tenths ahead of Liam Anfield. Joker's setting a 20.308, putting himself up into 8th position, just behind Jam Huntington. It's close up to the last place in this field. There really is no space, no wiggle room. No one can calm down, no one can take a breather, no one can have a relax at the end of the qualifying. They've just got to keep going out there and keep putting times in, because the times are shuffling. We're watching Matt Psycho. I didn't see his time, I was too busy yabbing. I think he's going to come in the pits, isn't he? I've got a feeling. There you go. Of course he is. So Stevie Styler's on and out of that. Here we go. Skyjacker having another run at it. That's okay, everyone's making sure I'm not going mad. Pat saying we saw it as well. He did go quickest. Carly, yeah, she saw it. The time down the right didn't change. It came up as a 24.908 when Skyjacker crossed the line, says Pat. Carly said wiggle it just a little bit. I wanna see you. I've decided every time I'm going to sing or say something stupid, just to grab me drink and have a gulp, and that'll stop. Skyjacker is half a second up. He's 7 tenths off a pole. He's going for it again. This will be great. He's got Jam as a tow mate. And he's gonna do a 19.426, puts him up into second place, only 1.5 tenths away from Matt Psycho. Woo! This is gonna be some race. Look at that! 1,000th ahead of Liam Anfield. This is cracking stuff. This really is your creme of creme of racing. I didn't think it was going to get any better. We had MTCC on Friday, Australia, and it was a bang tidy race. It was fantastic. 3 absolutely stonking sprint races with 3 different winners, which you know you're always onto a good one when it's that open. Then you think it's not going to get better. Then we go into Saturday at Brazil with the Mazdas, and we had 2 absolutely beautiful races. I mean, the feature race was crazy. You just didn't know what strategy was going to work for who at the end. It was such a mixed bag. Here we can see JTX with a purple. He's got a purple. He's got to get through the tight section. Can JTX put it on pole? Is there more to this qualifying left? Liam Anfield has gone faster. Stevie Styler's gone faster as well. Liam Anfield went up to second, but Stevie Styler has put it up into second and knocked Liam Anfield down. Skyjacker now down to 4th after getting himself up in second. This is how much it's moving. JTX is up, but it's not up enough. He needs to find some time up this hill. He's got no boost. There's no boost there. He's got no help up the hill. Oh, a bit of boost right now would be so glorious. Or a tow, anything for that Audi. It's going to cross the line. How's it going to look? He goes 300ths off. Oh, Matt Psycho, 900ths ahead of Stevie Styler, sat on pole. Your lead Porsche, your second Porsche. Oh gosh, 4,000th ahead of Liam Anfield, who is 500ths ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker going in. This is probably going to be his last run at it. JTX still out there. You got to build that boost up, JTX. I don't know how Liam Anfield's doing it, but Liam Anfield is managing to build boost somewhere. We see JTX. We missed him going over a sector. There's one not too far away we can hang around for. Liam Anfield going faster, but only into second place. Only in second place ahead of Stevie Styler now with a 19.288. Stevie Styler coming in to put his last set of tyres on, and we can imagine doing his last run. Matt Psycho out there did a 19.4 on his last run. Liam Anfield 19.2 on his last run. Stevie Styler on his last fast run was a 19.3. Skyjacker on his last run 19.4. JTX's fast run 19.7. 19.7 on his last run as well. Jack's racing at 19.9. What's he doing at the moment? How's he looking? He's 800ths up, but he's 2 tenths down on JTX. He's got some boost for the hill though, but he's gone a little bit wide. Does that cost him? It probably has. Oh, that's a shame. The boost is all gone virtually. But there, he's getting to the line. What's he got? Anything? Ooh, he's gone faster by a tenth. Jack's Racing 19.8, but it just puts him within a tenth of JTX. Looks like he's going to get another lap in though. That's Psycho. So on the chat, we've got, who have we got? Oh, where was I up to? Wiggle it just a little bit. Pat says, is Skyjacker's PlayStation starting to play up again? Pat says Skyjacker lap 14 had a penalty. There is P beside it. That solves the mystery. Hey, I am Gru. This still a 1 hour race. It is. I am Gru is our champion from season 1. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, that's fantastic. It's great to know you're still thereabouts, keeping an eye on where your trophy's going to end up. Pat should be 0.8 second laps, so could be about 45 laps, I'd guess. Carly says, I thought the P indicated a pit stop, and Pat says pit laps show up as red as well, I think. Excuse me, I'm gonna have a little cough. Right then, what's going on? Everyone's all got their tyres on, I guess. We're watching Matt Psycho coming across. He's gone in. It's a bit late for that, so he's on his outlap still. Stevie Styler, he's let it go. He's on the run. He's looking for a chance. I imagine too late now, man. I'm really sorry, because they're doing qualifying. I mean, you could quickly message Skyjack, but you'd have to be Jam Huntington's friend. And I don't know. What we got? We got a minute left to qualify. It's a bit tight, dude. But please, get in touch. Come back for next round. I can't even remember what next round is. I think pit stops only show red for the driver and not spectator from Cardiff. But yeah, Rob, it'd be great to see you back in the HPEC, man. It'd be great. So Matt Psycho, he's sitting on pole ahead of Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield on his last flying lap. We can imagine. Jack's Racing's gone fast. Oh no, we saw that. Who just went faster? Jim on Wise, I believe it was. Yes, with a 20.281, only 2 tenths behind Jam Huntington, only 200ths ahead of Jokers, but Jokers is in the pits. Don't think there's anything he can do from now. Matt Psycho's out there on an outlap. Liam Anfield, we're looking for him to cross a sector. Okay, I missed the sector, did I? I was reading comments. Sorry. So Stevie Styler, he's got a purple. Stevie's got a purple. Oh, my leg's starting to shake. He's in the tight section now. Liam Anfield's just coming out the tight section, coming across one of the sectors. It's 4 tenths down, so it doesn't look like Liam's going to manage to do it on the final lap. Can Stevie Styler? What's Stevie Styler got when he crosses the sector? He's 2 tenths down. Skyjacker's already crossed it. Oh no, he's just on his lap now. So we'll look at Liam going across the line. No, he slows it down. So he starts in second maybe, unless there's anything that Stevie Styler can do, but it looked like he was 2 tenths down on his best. No, Skyjacker, he's on his final lap. JTX also on his final lap, a little bit further ahead. He's just coming up to a sector. Does it look like he's going faster? Oh, he's 5 tenths down. Skyjacker, oh, he's got a penalty. What a darn shame. Jack's Racing, Jim on Wise pulled over Jokers. Noxie. So this looks like it's the grid. Matt Psycho on pole with Liam Anfield in second place. Stevie Styler finishing in third. Skyjacker in fourth. JTX is going to finish in fifth. Jack's Racing starting in sixth. Jam Huntington is going to start seventh with Jim on Wise in eighth. Jokers in ninth. And Noxie in 10th. Oh, as people that's in the pits, we've got time to talk about this then. This is crazy stuff. We've got a Porsche on pole, only 100th ahead of the Audi, who is 800ths ahead of the second Porsche. Another Porsche. They're all within tenths. Look, fourth, fifth is half a second. Fifth is half a second off of pole. Fourth is just 1.5 tenths off of pole. That is some tight racing up the top there. So on the chat, Jam, my rig moved, so having to sort that, so that's cool. And Jonathan Knowles, well, that didn't go well. Knowles, it's not Jim on Wise. It's not Jack's Racing. Oh, maybe that's Noxie. I shouldn't try and say real people's names. I wish people had their PSN names as their YouTube names. It makes it easier for me. I'm getting Noxie. Yeah, Noxie. Sorry, man. I wouldn't have said your real name if I knew it was you. But I never said that last name. That was Noxie. Said it didn't go well. It looks like the Toyotas were tough work, man. Jam Huntington only got 7th. I don't think that Toyota works well around here. Well, it doesn't look like Psycho Sheep's shown up yet. It doesn't even look like he's popped into the room, so I don't think he's going to make the race at this point. Did anyone see him sneak in? I didn't see him sneak in. I'm going over to Discord to have a look. Ooh, it's thirsty work doing this stuff, I tell you. Hang on. Oh, there is something in the HPEC chat, so actually might be 10 minutes late for race start. And then Jam says, then unfortunately you will miss it. Sorry, Psycho. You know, it gets late. It's a Sunday evening. Everyone's got work in the morning. I know it's unfortunate. It's great having you with us because you make some beautiful racing happening. So there you see the grid. Porsche v Audi, v Porsche v Porsche, v Audi Audi. So yes, a mixed bag. Let me get rid of those numbers for you. No one needs that, do they? No one needs that. We've got 60 minutes now, ladies and gents. So you just sit yourselves back there, get yourself comfortable, grab a pack of nuts. I've got nuts somewhere. I think I've got dry roasted, but I'm not going to get them because I had quite a pleasurable meal. They're winding up now, getting to the start-finish line, and then Matt Psycho leads them away. Go, go, go! For round 7 of the HPEC in Brazil. It looks rather close by Liam there. Liam was very close to the backside. Someone's going wide there. Stevie Styler. Oh! Skyjacker nipping on through. Stevie Styler making a big mistake. There's a little nudge between Jam and Stevie. There's a bit aggressive there, guys. There we see Stevie Styles down in 6. JTX has moved up. Jim Wise is in 7. But who could tell between these 3? And it's gone, unfortunately, wrong for Jokers. He's gone off. Looked like he had a little tap and help. Who knows? That'll be for the steward to sort out. Unlucky side. Skyjacker's gone down to the back of the group. Oh my lord, unsighted. We don't see what happened. Noxie already up into 8th, but he's going wide, and there goes Skyjacker ahead. So up in front we've got Matt Psycho still ahead of Liam Anfield by half a second. Jam Huntington finding his way up into 3rd place. He had his elbows out to get there though. In 4th we got JTX in the 2nd Audi ahead of Stevie Styler. We saw Stevie Styler looking like he was having to go a bit wide there. Jax Racing is up into 6th, just ahead of Skyjacker. We know Skyjacker's faster in his qualifying. Like I said, we don't know what happened to him. Jokers we saw getting 3 wide into, is it the 4th corner? And having a big off. Jim Wise down into 9th and Noxie in 10th. And we're only on the 1st, we're just starting the 2nd lap. And now we can see that Liam Anfield winding it up. Oh gosh, that's not the button I wanted then. Winding it up to make the move down the start straight. They're side by side. Ooh, you couldn't see from that camera angle, but wow, yeah, Liam made no of that, just swooped through. Matt Psycho pretty much just like a sitting duck there. Oh, it's going to be a battle or race between these two, I can tell. They seem to have shaken the rest of the field off. Jam Huntington some 4.7 seconds behind, but Jam Huntington has got a Porsche all the way in his behind. And there JTX sitting and grabbing on to the back of Stevie Styler. Skyjacker just behind these guys. We saw he was behind Jax Racing. He's already made a couple of places up. Skyjacker is racy today. He's got his race helmet on. Shall we have a look at it? Whoosh. There you go, it's the green one. Marvellous. So in the lead, Liam Anfield pulling away 7/10 ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho doing all he can to keep up with the Audi. Who saw this? We knew the Audis were quick, but they really are quick. Look at that, a 120.0932. Matt Psycho's 121.352. Matt Psycho is going to be a player catch-up for him today, I think. keeping up with that Audi. Jam Huntington, he is firmly trying to keep everyone behind him. And when I say everyone, yes, the rest of the field. Jam Huntington sat in third place with Stevie Styler just behind him. JTX ahead of Jack Racing. Jack Racing's got ahead of Skyjacker again. Maybe we'll hang around these two, because we seem to be missing some racing. Jack Racing's made a move on JTX, but they're back together again. JTX just behind, but the two Audis coming together. But it looks like he gave Jack's Racing more of a boost than a hindrance. Now JTX has got Skyjacker to deal with. Skyjacker looking for a race today, is he? Wow. So let's all calm down, Vic. This is endurance racing. We don't race like this. We're meant to be cool, we're calm, collected. Just a chilled Sunday evening. We can see a mistake up there ahead. Jam Huntington still holding third place. We're sat on board with Skyjacker. We're behind JTX. We're some 7 seconds ahead of Jokers, who we saw having an off earlier, but is already ahead of Jim on Wise, who is in 9th. Ahead of us, we can see, whoa, look at the speed differential between the Audi and the Porsche. That was unbelievable. It's like a springboard. Skyjacker just whooshed straight past JTX, but JTX by the end of the straight coming back at the Porsche, but not quite getting a good placement on the track. Skyjacker defending well. Now next up the road is Jack's Racing. Stevie Styler then, he's dropped a little bit back from Jam Huntington. Are we starting to see tyre wear take effect here? There we see Liam Anfield, just a second though, just only a second. He's not shaking off the Porsche extremely quickly, and I'm pretty sure there was talk that the Audi has a smaller fish tank. Yes, because these cars are fueled by fish tanks, the golden ones. The fuel tank is somewhat smaller than the Porsches, so it can't go for as long a run. So that is a be interesting to keep an eye on. Only a second different between the two leaders though. They are some 7 seconds nearly ahead of third place Jam Huntington. Whoosh, have one of them. Oh yes, he's got a special helmet, I saw it, yeah. He's got a special helmet for a special boy. He's got a helmet, and that one is Fittipaldi's, because we're at Brazil. So yes, there you go. Third time, just because he's put that work in. We ought to have a look at it, haven't we? There we go. So Jam Huntington in his Toyota. We were really slagging that car off, weren't we, during practice, saying how useless it was. And now look how good it's come. Third place in round 7 here at the HPEC for Brazil. Stevie Styler then just ahead of Jack's Racing. Jack's Racing pulling in the Porsche. Those Audis, they do look strong in the race. Skyjacker then coming up towards him, bringing JTX along. Nothing in it between these. Oh, JTX looks like he gave Skyjacker a little nudge. Skyjacker all the way off. Wow. Oh, what a shame for those guys. That's kind of put him out. JTX waiting for Skyjacker. Skyjacker cannot get a break in GT Sport at the moment. There is nothing he can do. He's just having the worst run of form ever, and you can't keep blaming the commentator. That's what I say. Liam Anfield now, he's still only just less than a second ahead of Matt Psycho. He's doing a 20.3, a 20.6. Matt Psycho's done a 20.3, a 20.8. These guys are exactly the same lap times virtually. There is nothing between them. We've had 7 minutes of racing already, and these two, it's just down to agility, endurance, who can maintain this level of racing for as long as they can. In the chats then, we've got Loey saying, oh, Jack top 6 within 6 tenths. Yes, it was stunning. Carly said anything can happen in the next hour. It surely has done already in the next 7 minutes. Talleyrand says, come on Skyjacker, and Pat says, speed gap between Audi Porsche is probably the difference of the Audi hybrid out of the corners. When the top end speed comes in, the Audi comes back. So, yes, ringing true. Words of Pat there, because Liam cannot lose that Porsche. So 7.8 seconds, lost another second on the leaders. Jam Huntington in third, but he's 3 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler now. Is Stevie Styler struggling with tyres? It does look like it. He's not struggling as much as Matt Psycho. Psycho Sheep has now joined. A bit late, dudes. Oh, sorry, man. Liam Anfield, he did say in the Discord, man, it was starting at 8. I think people don't want to hang around on Sunday evening too long. It gets a bit late of an evening. So Matt Psycho then, still less than say, he's coming back. He's coming back, 8/10. He's picking up a toe. I've heard it's about 8/10 for a toe. So he's just getting a little whiff of the back of the Audi's toe. So Jam Huntington 8 seconds behind these guys, 4 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. I do believe Stevie Styler really struggling with his tyres at the moment. Jack's Racing catching him up, 1.7 seconds behind. JTX then is ahead of Skyjacker by nearly 8 seconds. Skyjacker being harassed by Jokers. There's some racing here that I missed. Let's get on board, eh? We're sitting with Jokers following Skyjacker down the start straight. Ooh, that first corner scares me when you're following close behind someone. When will they brake? When will you brake? How will they get through the corner? Will you avoid them? There we go. Sorry, Psycho Sheep. Next week, mate. And there you are, Pit. Lovely. Skyjacker pulling away from the Porsche liveried Aston Martin. Then up in the lead, 7/10, 6/10. Shall we sit on board with Matt Psycho for a short while? Just a little one. Let's just see what the battle for the lead feels like, sat from Matt Psycho's POV. Okay. So we're coming up to the start straight. No one's looking like a pit stop yet. Stevie Styler. Oh, Stevie Styler's dropped down into 4th. I apologise. And it looks like Matt Psycho picked up a penalty along the start straight. Let's go back. Stevie Styler down into 4th. Jam Huntington up into 3rd. No, Jam was in 3rd. No, Stevie Styler now he's going into the pits. Sorry, Jack's Racing is up into 4th. We could see Stevie Styler really struggling with those tyres. He's come straight back out though. A little splash-o dash. Some softs back on. It's put him behind Skyjacker. Joker's also coming into pit. Not happy with his tyre wear. Noxie then, he's got great tyre wear, but he's also coming into pit. And he's fancying a pit stop. Jim on Wise. He's starting to use those tyres up a little bit. So's Liam Anfield. Ooh, he's using his tyres up a hell of a lot more than Matt Psycho. He has 2 seconds on Matt Psycho. But Matt Psycho's tyres looking a lot prettier. Jam Huntington, he seems to be controlling his Toyota. May not be handling that well around here into Lagos, but it is not killing his tyres. Jack's Racing in the other Audi. He's got some healthy tyre wear on the go there. But with 7 seconds behind Jam and 2 seconds ahead of Stevie, who has pitted, fresh rubber, and will be out for blood. JTX there after his unfortunate coming together with Skyjacker a little further down the field, and Matt Psycho has pitted. I am surprised because his tyre wear was not even nearly as bad as the Audi. The Audi staying out, so is the Toyota. The Porsche in. Could this be some clever strategy thinking here? Jack's Racing, we did see his tyres were quite rough. He's popped in, and that has put Stevie Styler up into 3rd, but has it? Has it? Because this pit lane's really bizarre. We saw Matt Psycho was in the pit lane, and Matt Psycho comes out 3rd ahead of Stevie Styler. So yeah. Skyjacker then up into 5th. Joker's up into 6th with the pit stops that are happening. No, Jack, sorry, has come out into 6th. Just ahead of Skyjacker with a pit stop. How's that happened? Oh, little tap on Skyjacker, but Skyjacker had it under control. So Jack's Racing, fresh brand new rubber. I think Skyjacker's been in the pits maybe a lap before. Let's have a look. Maybe lap 5:36, but that might have been when JTX took him out. No, maybe that's his starting rubber. Man, if that's his starting rubber, he is going to be gutted because he was up there. And he's not using his tyres up. I can't see where he could have pitted. They all look good lap times except for the 36 on lap 5, and I think that's where him and JTX are coming together. Anyway, Liam Anfield into the pits. Has he done enough? Jam staying out. Jam is staying out, and his tyres look fine. His lap times are consistent as hell. So, ooh, interesting. Matt Psycho, it's showing him ahead. He's going into turn 1, but I can see Liam Anfield is in the pit lane. If you have to look at the arrows on this one, and Liam Anfield back out in the lead. Wow, it cost him nothing. Cost him nothing, that pit stop. That's super stuff. Wow, that really is good. I'm amazed, I really am. I thought him and Matt Psycho would be a lot closer. Matt Psycho, no, hasn't put any more fuel in. Race on, I say. So Jam Huntington, still not pitted, but doing well. He did attempt an undercut. Matt Cycle was unable to get the pass on track, so trying to gain the time on the... Yeah, I think he tried to go for the underpass, but it's not worked. Liam Anfield's covered him off. He only pitted a lap later, I guess. Matt Cycle now making short work of Jam Huntington. Remember, Jam Huntington is ailing on those tyres next to the two leaders. 3.6 seconds between them. There was 2 seconds before the pit stop, so through pit stops, Matt Cycle has lost 3.5 seconds on Liam Anfield. Jam Huntington 6 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler, but Jam Huntington will have to pit. And when will that pit stop come? His tyres look absolutely fine, I think. He did 23 on that last lap, but he did get into a race with Matt Psycho. But other than that, his lap times have been rather solid. Stevie Styler, he looked like he had to make that pit stop. Those tyres really wrecked for him. He's 7 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker and Jack's Racing are having a proper ding-dong. Jack's Racing, though, come out 5th. It looks like something had just gone down between the two of them that we missed. JTX there is in 7th. He's all pitted up, happy to go. He's just done his fastest lap. We are 14.5 minutes into this race. Joker's then down into 8th place. He's just done his fastest lap of a 1:20.685. So all's going well down there. Noxie in the Toyota, he's done a 21.006. He's really not enjoying the track and the car combo this evening. Jim Wise in the Audi, 122.896 he's managed. The other Audi at the other end of the track just gone a 19.832. He's really stretching his legs now. Oh, Matt, what have you got? What have you got, Matt? Got anything else up your sleeve? You've tried the undercut, didn't work. What are we going to do? A long run? You've not got the fuel for a long run. You've both got similar fuel. Skyjacker coming into the pit, so he hadn't pitted. He was looking after his tyres, quite lovely, but he's dropped down in behind JTX, is it? Jack's Racing is there. JTX is just coming around the first corner. It looks like JTX will beat Skyjacker, but Jokers, it's going to be tight with Jokers. I think Skyjacker just ahead of Jokers. I'm having to use the map in the top corner and look at the arrows because it's such a weird pit exit. And yes, Skyjacker staying ahead of Jokers. Liam Anfield 4.5 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, but Matt Psycho going faster again. Matt Psycho starting to drop the hammer, starting to try and close that gap between him and Liam Anfield, but Liam Anfield doing a 19.8 on that last lap. A 19, well, the 19.6 was his out lap. 19.5, he really is crushing those laps. What a 20.2 from Matt Psycho. Oh, wow. Liam Anfield really on his day today. Stevie Styler back into that 3rd place. He was in before with Jam now pitting. That was a late stop. What did he go till? Laps about nearly 17 minutes, 16.5 minutes out there. So will the long game work for Jam Huntington, playing the long stints? He's put plenty of fuel in for another fat whopping stint. He's come out in 5th ahead of JTX. So it's Jack's Racing. He's looking at racing today. Jack's Racing only a quarter of fuel tank left in that tank. Yeah, let's have an F12. And he's only nearly 4 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington, fresh out from the pits and ready to rumble. JTX there, 7 seconds behind Jam, some 3.5 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. These two, what could have been for them, apart from that, just that short nudge into a corner, and that's it. 8th for Jokers, 9th for Nokas, Noxie. And 10th for Jim was. I've got no excuse. I'm not ill. There's nothing wrong with me. Any mistakes, I have to own them. And still, Liam Anfield putting them in the 19s. He really, really is driving a message home. Poor Matt Psycho. Spent the first 4 races following Casper around, not knowing how to get ahead. Then he finally beat him. Then he finally beat him again. And now this punk's turned up. And he's doing exactly the same to Matt Psycho that Casper did. Matt Psycho, he'll be back next week. He's a glutton for punishment. He loves it, really. But today, there is no stopping Liam. There really is not. The king of the Audi. Drives the Audi in the GTMC on a Tuesday evening. And he drives an Audi here on a Sunday evening for the HPEC. And he's doing a fine job in that vehicle right now. Looking down the field, then Matt Psycho. The Porsche, just don't think it's got the legs on the Audi today, but he is trying to rinse it for every last second he can get out of it. He's in the red on the fuel, even burning the fuel quicker than the Audi. Stevie Styler, some 6.3 seconds, so if Matt Psycho's not careful, but there, Stevie hasn't got much fuel, but he's not too far from Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho's second place may be under threat from Stevie Styler. Jack Racing, he's holding it today. Look at that, 20.5 on lap 13. He's still 4 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. I thought Jam Huntington was going to roll up to the back of that Audi, coming out of the pits with brand new rubber. I thought he was just going to rock steady Eddie all the way up to the back of Jack's Racing and say see ya. Although Jack's Racing will need to pit quite soon. JTX, 7 seconds behind. He's got about a quarter of a tank of fuel. His tyres are they're not great. He's only 2.3 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. He's not really got too many options. Skyjacker only just pitted, so that definitely is a spot there. Jam Huntington quite far up the road. I don't think JTX got many options there. He's just racing Skyjacker. With Noxie a further 15 seconds down the road. Just 5 seconds ahead there. Matt Psycho coming in again. Matt Psycho, well, we saw his fuel was rough. And we are assuming Liam will be in the next lap. Stevie Styler also coming in. He's on a similar strategy. And there we see Jack Racing also coming in. They're all taking a pit stop. Lap 15, around the 20-minute mark into the race. Liam's decided to stay out. Jam also, we saw him having the long run the first time round. And Skyjacker is saying third, but remember the pit lane is very strange. There we see Matt Psycho going back onto the track in second. Jam Huntington definitely in third. Stevie Styler coming out in fourth. Skyjacker just coming around the last corner. Ahead of Jack's Racing, but only just ahead of Jack's Racing. Jack's Racing on the fresher rubber, half a tank of fuel. Might be able to make something of this with Skyjacker. JTX pitted also. I didn't think JTX needed to. Yeah, he did. He did. I remember now. Down into 7th, 8 seconds ahead of Jokus. Jokus looks like he's freshly pitted. New rubber. Noxie in the pits, but I think he's fine from the threat of Jim or Mize, who is just coming down the start straight now. Then in the lead, Liam Anfield. Will he come in the pits? He's got 20 seconds on Matt Psycho. He's going around again. His fuel is flashing. His tyres look red. So at the end of this lap, there definitely will be a pit stop. When's he going to go into safe mode, do you think? He's still pushing it a little bit. I mean, I don't know if I'd dare have stayed out there with that lower fuel. So, but he's got himself a little bit of a lead on Matt Psycho, I think. Matt Psycho pushing like there was no tomorrow. He can still feel there is a win on. Jam Huntington on a great strategy. It's looking great. It really is. He's got plenty of fuel. The tyres still look nice and fresh. He's 2 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler's pace is around about 120.5. Whereas Jam's also, I think, is around that 20.5. So these two Stevie Styler, there's nothing between their paces. It's just down to the strategy. If Jam's long run strategy will win over Stevie's short stint strategy. There we see Liam Anfield going in, fresh boots, bit of fuel. Liam Anfield didn't quite put half a tank. Oh, Liam Anfield, Matt Psycho didn't quite put half a tank in. It's coming around to start straight. I think it's a slam dunk. I think Liam will be out before. He's put a bit more fuel in than Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho's still on the start straight though, not even into the first corner. There, Jam Huntington on the start straight, saying Liam is in fourth, but we know that's not to be true. We know as soon as they get around the first corner, there we see Liam Anfield emerging from the pit stop in first place, 23 minutes into this race. Matt Psycho only 3.7 seconds behind though. There is absolutely nothing in it. See the Audi of Jim Mormires getting out of the leader's way. Jam Huntington only 3.5 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Oh my, and he's only 7/10 ahead. This still could be a four-way battle for the win here. There is no way, there's no, you could not definitely say it is one or the others. They're all close enough for this to say the top four. Any one of those, Liam, Matt, Jam, Stevie, are in for a chance. And I think JTX and Skyjacker also would have been there as well if it wasn't for their earlier incursion. We can see there Stevie Styler going for the move on Jam Huntington. Does Jam race him? But Jam's on a different kind of race than Stevie. Stevie needs to make up time. He's on a sprint, whereas Jam, he's on a marathon. He doesn't need to go the speeds that these guys do. Liam Anfield then 3.8 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. This race is so amazing, it's so intriguing. I knew Brazil was going to be interesting, but I thought for a totally different reason. I thought we were going to see cars flying off the track all over the place, but no, it's not what we've got. We've got something totally different, a totally different beast whatsoever, a totally different kind of race. Liam Anfield going faster again because he knows he has to. There is no choice for these top four people. They have to push. They have to push like nothing. There's Stevie Styler, Jam Huntington, they're still at it. This is crazy. Although they will be slowing each other down, giving Matt Psycho a chance to move further away already. Matt Psycho 6 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington, and he was only 3.5 seconds. So these two racing each other. Jam may have been best to just sit behind Stevie Styler and do a little fuel save, but he wants to race, he wants to race. When you want to race, you want to race. Lowy said his wheels died. Oh no, Jack's racing 7th. Jack's racing, he's still going around, but he might be on a controller, I don't know, he might have had a quick switch around, but yeah, he was racing with Skyjacker and JTX. He looks like he's really struggling with whatever he's got. Oh, gutted for you, bro. That was at 9 o'clock, which is now. Carly said, quiet chat, exciting racing, yeah. And Jack's Racing says FFS, which I think means for sake. Liam Anfield then, 4.5 seconds, still going for those fastest lap times. Oh, ho, ho. Matt Psycho, some nearly 5 seconds behind now. Stevie Styler is ahead of Jam Huntington. He has finally made that move, but he is on a sprint. Oh, it's paused. Oh, I think mine might be on some delay. Oh, gutted for you, Jack's Racing. Let Skyjacker into the pits. Oh yeah, I see it's paused now. Yeah, we must have just seen as your wheel went then, because it was looking really erratic on that much of a delay. Oh, gutted for Jack's Racing. Skyjacker coming out the pits just ahead of him. Joker's further down the road, 15 seconds. Oh, I don't know if you can switch it over to the controller, bro, or fix the wheel. I don't know what you can do. But it is endurance racing, that's what they do. They have to sort things out. They have to come in and fix things. Liam Anfield then going across the line. Ooh, he's changed, he's booked his trend. He's done a 21 for a change rather than a 19. Matt Psycho, 3.2 seconds though. That 21 has helped Matt Psycho out no end. It was nearly up to 5 seconds, wasn't it? Matt Psycho getting a little whiff of that win again. Stevie Styler some 7 seconds behind those guys. Jam Huntington 2 seconds, but he's playing the long game. I think, look, racing Stevie Styler, he's burnt his tyres a little bit more than he would have. no worries. Still got it in control, I believe. JTX then 17 seconds behind that fight up ahead. He's 4.5 seconds ahead of Skyjacker, but his tyres are somewhat worn, and I think we saw Skyjacker just pitting and coming out. Half a tank of fuel. It's quite a nifty place to be. And there you see Jack coming into the pits to see if he can fix this wheel or if he's going to have to retire. We'll see. Well, he's put the tyres on, so maybe he's going to go for it on the controller. We do not know. Oh, hang on, my wheel's gone, literally just gone. So yes, we assume Jack may retire or just leave it in the pits. It's as good as a retirement. You get the points. So Liam Anfield then 3.3 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, who's 6th, but nothing's changed in the last 3-4 laps. Nothing has changed at the front. Liam Anfield, he's in the 20.4. He's not managing them 19s now. I think he's starting to try. I think he's got track position, and now I think he's managing the car. I believe he's managing his tyres. He's managing his fuel, and I am not managing to say managing. How bizarre. One word I wouldn't think I'd get stuck on was manage. But Liam Anfield out there, I think he's controlling his race. I think he's fuel saving. I think he has got track position and he is just maintaining. But Matt Psycho pushing like mad. He's nearly in the 19s at 20.179 on lap 19, but his fuel is low, so he will be coming into the pits. Oh my lord. Yeah, Liam managing that fuel really well, I guess, because he's still got half a tank virtually. And Matt Psycho has burnt his fuel right out, needing to take a pit. Oh, and Matt Psycho only 7 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler, also on the sprint style strategy, but has a little bit more fuel. Jam Huntington, he's got a quarter of a tank still there. Still some way to go. So Matt Psycho popping into the pits. Doesn't look like Liam Anfield is going to need to pit for a while yet. So that's interesting. Stevie Styler, will he get second place? He was only 7 seconds behind Matt Psycho. Depends on how much fuel Matt Psycho is going to decide to put in. He's only just moving, so yeah, you can see third place Jam Huntington just going around the corners there. That was a brilliant shot coming out the pits. Stevie Styler in second, so Matt Psycho only just coming around. It looks like he's going to have to... He's come out in fourth, some way ahead of Matt Skyjacker, JTX in the pits, putting Skyjacker up into fifth. Whew. So Liam Anfield 10 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler right now, who is 3.5 seconds. Stevie Styler will be pitting lap 2 if he really wants to risk it. Liam Anfield, he can stay out there for a good while, yeah. He's got a good 3-4 laps left of fuel on that. We are past the halfway mark. We're 31 minutes into this 1 hour race. This is stunning stuff by these guys. It's unbelievable lap times, the way they're maintaining them. The length, oh, Pat had a guess at laps, didn't he? He said 45. So it's not a bad shout, really, if we're on lap 23, just gone the halfway mark. Yeah, Jack, it was a good, it looked like you were up for a good place, P4. So Stevie Styler in, so Jam now taking over that second spot. Matt Psycho back up into third. Skyjacker, I think, is a little bit too far behind to manage to do something about Stevie Styler. I tell you, these penalties, it's getting ridiculous in this game, I think. It really is. You get penalties for making mistakes nowadays, not for cutting corners. It's stupid. I do the stewarding and I go through all of these penalties, and it's for people who've made a mistake. They've gone off wide or something. They've lost time. They've lost positions, and then they get a penalty. It's getting silly. GT Sport really need to look into their penalty system, because I mean. Limitations on the track is one thing, but have them on the inside of the track, not on the outside of the track. There we see Joker's paying his penalty. Liam Anfield 15 seconds now ahead of Jam Huntington. Neither of these two have pitted. Jam will be pitting at the end of this lap. Matt Psycho only a second behind Matt. Matt Psycho is only a second behind Jam, not Matt. Jam must be jumping in. There we go. So Matt Psycho taking over his second spot that he's held for majority of this race. Liam Anfield 16 seconds but has to pit. Stevie Styler moving back up into that third place ahead of Jam Huntington. How is Jam Huntington going to do with this? We said he can go about 16 minutes. He hasn't filled up, but he's gone over half a tank. It says Skyjacker, but he's only just going down the start straight. So Stevie Styler definitely ahead of Jam Huntington. He's saying Skyjacker, but there's no way. There you go. And there is Spitz Jam out into fourth, some 7 seconds behind Stevie Styler. And Matt Psycho, he's 16 seconds behind Liam, but we're waiting for Liam to come in the pits. No need. He's only just under a quarter. Pat says, Jack Lowe, is your car still going round on pause, or are you out of the race now? I will tell you, he is going around. Well, if he's going around on pause, he's getting penalties for it. See, GT Sport, you're useless. Even on pause, you give yourself penalties. You can't drive around your bloody tracks at the moment, GT Sport. What's going on? I don't know. That might be because he's lapped. No, he's got his hazards on. I think that's paused. Isn't that ironic? If that's paused, and even the AI can't drive around without getting a penalty. So Liam Anfield is into the pits and out of the pits. That was quick. Matt Psycho is showing he's in the first corner. Stevie Styler down the start straight. Where have I lost Liam there? Matt Psycho's there. It's where? There we go. No, how close is that? Oh, Liam Anfield has filled up though. He's put chunky monkey fuel in that bad boy. He's serious business going late, for real, for show y'all. But Matt Psycho less than a second. What was this? There was 7 minutes into the race they were in this position. My coat fell off the back of my chair. But look at that, Liam Anfield. Now Skyjacker's going back in. Knocks you up to 7th with the retirement of Jack's Racing. That's on pause. Jack, please, on the comments, tell me, is your game on pause? Because the AI is also getting penalties. And I'm not stewarding this rubbish anymore. If the AI can't drive around without getting a penalty, how can real people be expected when they don't know where the bloody penalty lines are? Liam Anfield leading by 1.2 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho is 8 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler came from nowhere. I thought that was Jam's. I thought Jam had that pole sewn up, stitched up, and in his back pocket. But no, Stevie Styler snuck in there, and he got the lights to work on the side of his whoosh Porsche. So Liam Anfield then 1.7 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Whoo-hoo, these boys are racing, eh? So Pat says that will be interesting for the steward, just to see how that 1.8 second penalty for Jack came about. Yeah, won't it be? I'm going to bring GT Sport some mega penalties tonight, I can tell you. So Liam Anfield 2 seconds now, he's just eking out. Matt Psycho's got barely any fuel, only a quarter of a tank next to what Liam's got. Oh, so Stevie Styler then is now 8 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. He's really found his rhythm. He's doing 19s. Did a 19.9 that last time round. Matt Psycho might have to watch himself. Stevie Styler has got more fuel. I think Stevie Styler he could get second from under Matt Psycho's nose here without Matt Psycho noticing. He might be too busy looking at Liam to not notice how close Stevie Styler really is getting on the same strategy. Jam Huntington on the long run strategy, so it would be hard to know where he comes out. Probably on a pit stop less than these guys. These guys probably got to do 2 more stops before the end of the race. Possibly more, maybe 3. And what? Liam Anfield probably could get away with just doing 1 more stop with only 22 minutes left of this race. You don't know. JTX then, 13.6 seconds behind Jam Huntington, 18 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. That's a surprise. I don't know. Skyjacker must have had some issues. He's done a 20.1. He's done his fastest lap was a 19.7. It's only 2/10 off of the fastest lap. Oh, he had some pace today, didn't he? Been into the pits recently. Maybe JTX is yet to come in the pits. But yes, interesting. Noxie up into 7th, ahead of Jokers, Jim on Wise. And Jack's racing, still trying. The ghost car still trying to shake down that penalty. Liam Anfield, 2.4 seconds ahead. Matt Psycho now needing to pit. Stevie Styler not needing to pit. Jam Huntington not needing to pit. Still within 20 seconds of the lead, which I think is what was costing them about, what is it, about 12 seconds, 13 seconds in the pits. Liam Anfield, 2.4 seconds. Ooh. Matt's got to come in. There's no two ways about it. I think Stevie Styler might stay out another lap or two. He is trying to keep Jam under control as well. Remember, Stevie, he's racing on two fronts. He's keeping an eye on Matt Psycho, seeing if there's a way he can nip past him. But he also needs to stay ahead of Jam's longer stint strategy. JTX then still ahead of Skyjacker, hasn't pitted. But I think Skyjacker will be ahead of JTX after the pit stops. Noxie, 23 seconds behind Skyjacker. And 24. Oi, Matt Psycho, I said he's going to have to pit. Stevie Styler, what's he going to do? He's coming around. He's staying out. Jam Huntington obviously will stay out. Will these guys manage to jump Matt Psycho in this pit stop? Matt Psycho, he's still stationary, he's coming now, he's coming down, but I think it's too late. I think Stevie Styler already onto the start straight. Jam Huntington, he's just coming around. I think Matt Psycho is going to end up ahead of Jam, but behind Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler then in second place, some 7.5 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho's topped up to about halfway with fuel. Liam Anfield has still got good fuel on. Still got good fuel on. Now we can see that Stevie Styler will have to pit pretty soon. Matt Psycho there in third. He's only 1.5 seconds ahead of Jam Huntington. He's got no sign of pitting yet. Skyjacker, there we go. We see Skyjacker moving ahead of JTX, but does he? Does he though? JTX is there. JTX just out of the pits, right in front of Skyjacker. Only 6/10 in it. Skyjacker's going to have to do it the hard, old-fashioned way. On the track, old boy. So Skyjacker was sat on board with, as he chases JTX down. These two have been in a battle from the lap 1. Skyjacker, these Audis are tough cars to beat for the Porsches today. Around Interlagos. Noxie popping into the pits, gone behind a Joe Cass, but has he, because of the weird pit lane thing? He may not have. We're on lap 30. We are 41.5 minutes through this race. Whew. Get out of the car now, I just needed a breather, that was all. Liam Anfield then, he's 11.5 seconds ahead of Stevie Styler. Stevie Styler's tyres are old, his fuel is done, he's 6 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho. Matt Psycho's pulled a second out of Jam Huntington. Jam Huntington, he's doing 25, 24 and a 20.8 on his last 3 laps. Matt Psycho did the pits, but before that he was doing a 20.3, 20.2 and a 20.3. Stevie Styler, he's been doing a 20.8, 20.3 and a 20.2, and Liam Anfield doing a 20.3, a 19.9, a 19.9 and 19. This is absolutely crazy times, absolutely crazy. They're so consistent, so close. We think Stevie Styler, yeah, he's popping into the pits, so Matt Psycho should move up into second spot. 17 seconds behind Liam Anfield. Liam Anfield he's got a quarter of a tank. He's got a quarter of a tank. He's done a blinder. He's pulled an absolute blinder. He's gone with a weird... He'd done a short stint, long stint. And it's worked out lovely for him. That Psycho kept sticking to the short stint, and he's had to do a pit stop or two more. Jam Huntington, he's stuck to that long stint format, and it's worked well for him. He's up into third. Like I said, we think he's probably got one more pit stop to make before the end of this race, as has Liam Anfield. That Psycho, he's going to have to do another pit. He really is going for that short stint, short punch. Stevie Styler, also on the short stop stint. He's just getting past Noxie. Noxie is 8th. I was going to have a look at how Noxie and Jokers were doing. Noxie only 3.2 seconds behind Jokers. So those two still got everything to race for. Jim and Wise a little bit further back. Jack's Racing still going around pause. Maybe he had, I think he had that 1.8 second penalty when his wheel had gone. And obviously GT Sport's not going to rub it down. Weird though, you'd think it'd just come down because he's on pause and he's not up to speed. Anyway, Liam Anfield 16.6 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, still just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. Matt Psycho just over a quarter of a tank of fuel. Wow, how that turned out. These two were so close. They've come together at least 2-3 times in this race. Their strategy is totally different. They started the same strategies virtually, but they've slowly, I don't know if Liam always planned on doing a longer second half of the race, or if he just changed strategy because Matt Psycho was a little bit too close for comfort for him. Jam Huntington, I would love him to get that podium. Remember, him and Stevie Styler have got a real close championship fight for third. There's only, I think, 4 points between the two of them. So they've still got a lot to deal with on track, points-wise. See Skyjacker back in the pits, putting JTX ahead again by 21 seconds this time. JTX. Oh, Skyjacker looks like that's his last stop of the day, so maybe it'll be good to see where he ends up. We'll keep an eye on that. Jokers only half a second ahead of Noxie. It's on board with Noxie going into the first corner. I spy with my little eye someone who didn't pay a penalty on the start straight. Naughty, naughty. That's just cost you 5 seconds, Noxie. Sorry, dude. Penalties are going crazy at the moment. I don't know if people are just... I think Max 5 had a big issue with crazy penalties. It might be just here. Oh, there we see Jokers was off the track. Can Noxie make something of it? He's not quite there yet. You'd think he would have been all over him, but he's looking at the inside. He's outbraked himself. No, he hasn't. He's still there, going into the hairpins. Can the Toyota make the move on the Porsche? He's up alongside. Jokers ghosted, and Noxie makes the move up into a 7th spot. There you go, super stuff, great, it's good points. He might not be happy with his race, but it's good points. Liam Anfield, now he's looking like he needs to pit, and Matt Psycho got a few more laps in him yet. It's down to 15 seconds, so you can see Liam Anfield's doing 21s. And Matt Psycho doing 20s, and he's just done a 21. Jam Huntington, he's come in. Is this going to be his last stop of the race? Is he going to top it up and hang it out there? Stevie Styler, he's got a quarter of a tank of fuel left. His tyres look fine, and he's definitely taking 3rd place because Jam Huntington is only just coming out of the pits. Way ahead of JTX though, got no issues with JTX taking his spot, and Skyjacker has dropped behind JTX somewhat. So Skyjacker not having a great few laps these last few laps of 140 and 144. Noxie in 7th, only 18 seconds behind Skyjacker. Skyjacker has a couple more of those 140 laps. He might find a Toyota, Gulf Toyota alongside him. Joker's chasing, not Noxie down, only 1.3 seconds. So there we see Liam finally coming in. This has got to be his last pit stop. We've only got 12 minutes left of the race. What is Matt Psycho's going to carry on? But his fuel tank's in the red. He must be wondering what's going on in that car. He must be thinking, how can Liam only just be pitting? I've got to pit in the next lap or two. And that is probably going to be Liam's last pit. Is Liam moving? Liam is moving, but I believe Matt Psycho has got track position for the first time today. Absolutely. Stevie Styler, I don't think is going to get ahead. No, there Liam is joining the track. Some 1.8 seconds behind his closest rival in this race. What a grand finale. Matt Psycho will have to pit. There is really nothing he can do. Just enjoy this lap of being in the lead. Because I think you're pitting at the end of it. Oh, wow, what a race. 1.5 seconds behind is Liam. Stevie Styler then ahead of Jam Huntington by 17 seconds. Jam did top it up. But still, 17.7 seconds does seem quite a lot between him and Stevie Styler. Liam only within a second of Matt Psycho. Deja vu, isn't this where we started? No. Because Liam was always in the lead, wasn't it? It was the other way round. Okay, deja vu in a parallel universe. Isn't this where someone started? A second apart, an hour racing, guys. I know Matt's going to jump in the pits, so it isn't real, but still. Come on, give me that. 10 minutes left, and the two leaders were a second apart. Not including the pit stop. Stevie Styler then. Will he get that second spot off of Matt Psycho? That was the biggest fear. 10 minutes to go. I think Stevie Styler will have to pit again. Matt Psycho, he's got to be filling up now for the rest of the race. That's him done. Liam, we think, has got the race done and dusted and covered. Stevie Styler still saying Matt Psycho is in the pit still. Oh yeah, but I think Stevie Styler will have to definitely pit before the end of the race. There's not 10 minutes worth of fuel in that car. So Matt Psycho there in third place, some 10 seconds behind Stevie Styler, who we believe will pit, and 15 seconds behind his main rival Liam Anfield, he's drove an absolutely cracking race today. Absolutely. He's a clever boy, the way he changed his strategy. I think it threw Matt Psycho off a bit. Matt Psycho stuck to the short sprint, and it's taken him by surprise. Jam Huntington playing the long game. It's still not over yet, because Stevie Styler, he's in the red. He's going to be coming in. He's staying out for one more lap, it seems. He's paid his penalty. Good lad, Stevie. Psycho in third, ahead of Jam Huntington by 8 seconds. JTX 23 seconds behind Jam Huntington. Noxie has got ahead. Noxie is ahead of Skyjack. Skyjacker in the pits. And no, sorry, I got excited. It's that stupid pit exit thing. But Noxie only 10 seconds behind Skyjacker. Will Noxie have to pit again before the end of the race? We do not know. Stevie Styler, he is on fumes, man. Absolute fumes. Lap 38. Lap 38. He's going to pit. He's set 8 seconds ahead of Matt Psycho, so he's not going to get Matt Psycho's spot today. But will he get out ahead of Jam Huntington? That's what he's really aiming for. Liam Anfield going around to finish lap 38 and start lap 39. Stevie Styler is the man with the fastest lap of a 19.446. There's points for that. Stevie Styler coming into the pits, leaving Matt Psycho there. Interesting race. Matt Psycho going for the second spot while Stevie Styler fills up. Jam Huntington just coming onto the pit lane. Stevie Styler is there. I think he might beat Jam Huntington. He might get that third spot. That courageous, brilliant strategy that Jam went for, I think. That's not paid off in the end. Oh, poor Jam Huntington. He's got to do it on the track now. 2.5 seconds behind with 7 minutes to go. Kylie said sorry, had to take a phone call. What's been happening? We just had a bit of a race. It's all right. Stevie Styler went faster with a 19.4. Liam Manfield came out with a great strategy. That Psycho 15 seconds adrift in second spot with Stevie Styler. I honestly thought Jam had his name all over that third place, but Stevie, he made that strategy work. But like I said, Jam Huntington 2.8 seconds behind with only 6.5 minutes to go. Yeah, Jack's wheel broke. And that's about it. There were Matt and Liam. Matt took the lead for a lap before his pit stop. Liam Manfield 13.7 seconds. He's just bringing it home, and he 22.3 on his last lap. They've both got exactly the same amount of fuel. Matt Syker's got a little extra rubber than Liam Manfield, but a 13-second deficit in 6 minutes. It's just a big ask, a big ask. We can see there Stevie Styler really finding his groove here at Barcelona, Brazil. They both start with a B. It's an easy mistake to make. They're both hot and they all speak Spanish, so Stevie Styler. Actually, I think Brazil speak Portuguese, don't they? What a dick. So Stevie Styler, he was on for a fastest lap. That's what I was talking about when I got the track wrong and then abused myself. And have a little sip of Red Bull while I wait for the next sector. Nope, he's down. Liam Manfield 13 seconds. So Matt Psycho is pulling that time in. Jazz Racing, watching this finish is depressing. Was holding my own against the quick boys. You were, man. It was a great race. Wait until you watch the earlier part. I wouldn't watch the end. I'd watch the beginning when you were doing great. Skyjacker in the pits again. Skyjacker is really enjoying his pit stops this evening. And Noxie is 7th. Not quite caught up. Skyjacker. There's 4.5 minutes left of racing. JTX also coming into the pits, but he is some 50 seconds ahead of Skyjacker. Jam Huntington there in 4th. Some 4.3 seconds off of Stevie Styler. I don't think he can do it. Stevie Styler, he did a 20.377 his last time around. Jam Huntington a 20.9. So the battle still carries on between those two in the championship. I think Jam was ahead just by a couple of points. Let me see. I'll get my phone opened up and we'll have a quick look at the positioning between those two. Here we see the table. And yes, like I said, Jam Huntington 3rd on 70 points, Stevie Styler 4th on 67 points. So only 3 points between these two in the championship. So they've got everything to fight each other for. Liam Manfield, again, I can't say it enough, had a great strategy, turned it around midway. Matt Psycho had every answer for him all the way until around about the 30-minute mark, when Liam just topped right up and fuel saved and changed the strategy to more of a long run. Track Racing left the room. I imagine that was enough for one day. Matt Psycho. We've got 3 minutes left of racing. Matt Psycho 12.5 seconds. Is he going for fastest lap? Stevie Styler still holding the fastest lap with 19.446. There he is, the last podium spot. He's doing some great lap times of 20.3, 20.1, really pushing it near the end of this race. He's pulled a few seconds away from Jam Huntington. Did a 21.5 on his last time around. But what a turnaround for Jam Hunting. That Toyota seemed really, really ropey in qualifying. They couldn't get anything out of it. We'll have one last look at Fittipaldi's helmet. Pat said looks like the 45 lap prediction might be very close. Could be on 44 when the clock hits 0. Yes, I did say when we got to halfway through the race and we were on lap 22 or something, I said, Pat's prediction for 45 laps is looking very good. So Liam Anfield only 12 seconds, but what's he got to push for? He's just got to bring it home, hasn't he? He's done the work, did the work in the middle of the race. Now he can just bring her home while Matt Psycho works furiously to either get something. He doesn't feel like he's got anything out of this. You've got second place, Matt. It's great. It's a great spot to be in. I know some people say it's the first of the losers, but not me. Not me. I say second place is great, so... But I think he's trying to get a fastest lap. He's trying to get some of these. He's not managed to get into the 19s at all. In qualifying he got a 19, but during the race they've all been 20s, I believe, his laps. 20.9. 11.9 seconds. Oh, if only we had another half an hour, eh, Matt? You might have been able to catch him. Not half an hour, that's tough. 10 minutes maybe. So Stevie Styler looks very good in that third place. Good fuel, good tyres. 7 minutes ahead of Jam Huntington. We're down to our last 30 odd seconds of the race. JTX finishing ahead of Skyjacker. 6th place Skyjacker following Matt Psycho. Please don't hit Matt Psycho, that'd be awful. That'd be terrible. It looks like Skyjacker's trying to get the fastest lap of the race using Matt Psycho as a tow bar. He did a 20.1. Look at he has been faster than Matt Psycho today as Skyjacker, so that's got to be even worse, hasn't it? 7 minutes, surely 7 seconds. Hey, for what did I say? 7 minutes? Oh no, I meant another 7 minutes to be able to catch. No, he needed 7, so yeah. No, I meant 7 minutes on the end of the race. So Liam Anfield, straight away, across. No messing. Matt Psycho, we see, coming across to finish in 2nd spot. There you go, well done. 3rd place, we can see Stevie Styler, Taker Boomason. The last podium position. Jam Huntington coming across. Looked like 3rd could have been his. But I think the strategy beat him in the end. 4th place for the Toyota, top Toyota boy. JTX coming around in 5th. He's had a race and a half, him and Skyjacker, for a majority of it. Skyjacker already crossed the line in 6th spot. We're just watching JTX now coming across. Noxie's gone across in 7th. There we see JTX heading towards the line. Wow, that was longer than I thought. I thought we were closer than that. So we're crossing 6th, 7th. Jokus just making his way now across the line for 8th spot. Jim Onwise in 9th, and Jax Racing had a DN. Oof. Great race, great race. I really enjoyed that. I really did. I honestly, at the middle point, there you go. Congratulations, Liam Anfield. A great, what was that? He went up one, so he started. I can't even remember the qualifying. It was so long ago. Oh God, I've got to get that replay, and I haven't deleted anything. I don't know if I'm going to have room for it. Please have room for that replay. I didn't think to delete beforehand. So let me take you to your race results. There we see Liam Anfield, winner in the Audi R18. His first win of the season with us. Congratulations. You've broken our 2-man duct with Casper and Matt Psycho. And now we add Liam Anfield to the winner's circle. Congratulations and fantastic work. Matt Psycho, always pushing, always racing. Did not let go at any point for that win, and had a fantastic race to finish in 2nd. Stevie Styler had a high eye on that 2nd spot. I didn't even think he'd get the 3rd spot. I thought Jam had a towel on that, but no, Stevie Styler getting popping it into third, and was not 100 miles away from second spot. So Stevie Styler, one to watch. He's moving forward in that Porsche car. Jam Huntington doing a great job in a car that he was struggling with, everyone was struggling with in qualifying, to finish a great 4th place. JTX, the next Audi, in 5th, having trouble with Skyjacker. Not trouble with Skyjacker, but coming together with Skyjacker early in the race, putting them a little bit out of contention. Skyjacker in a 6th spot, think just ended up using it for a test session, not sure, it just seemed like he was in the pits a lot. 7th spot, Noxie, wasn't enjoying the Toyota still, got 2 spots out of it that he didn't expect. Jokus in 8th, that we saw having an off early doors, and Jim Wise in 9th. 10th would have been Jack's Racing, but his wheel died mid-race, so he had to leave. Stevie Styler got your fastest lap with a 19.446 on lap 34. Wow, what a weekend. That was great. Absolutely fantastic. From Friday all the way through to Sunday, with MTCC, the Group 4 cars, 3 sprint racers absolutely battling it out. Then on to Saturday evening in the little Mazdas, touring cars racing was wonderful. And tonight here at Brazil, in these beasts, we have been given an absolute treat. Thank you one and all for tuning in and for sticking with it. This was round 7. That means we've only got 3 more after this, guys. The championship's going to have to be decided soon. So tune in next Sunday. Yeah, I'll quickly tell you where we are, because I should be professional. That was really good. I had the calendar up earlier. I could see what everything was going on. So round 8 will be the Nürburgring. Oh, that's going to be just as interesting as here, isn't it, really? Yes, join us next week, the 25th of October, for the Nürburgring GP. Thank you for watching again. Like I said, it's always fun to have you in the chat. I keep cutting out, do I? Rubbish. I don't know what that is. Be the internet. That's what I blame it on. Or I'm moving around too much. Too animated. Anyway, I was your broadcaster and commentator, Matt Tress. Thank you for watching. Bye. Cheerio. Adios.